So then guys, a couple of weeks ago I said that I was going to start building my pergola, and that was in the video English Summer Mystery, so go back and check that out if you haven't already. I decided this was such a chunky project that it'd probably be a better idea that we had a look at it together. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So join me as I hammer, weld, drill and saw to get my pergola looking a little bit like this. I hope you enjoy it guys. Please hit the subscribe, please hit the like and comment below. Let's get on with the video. Right guys, well, so a couple of weeks ago you saw I was trying to bend that bit of wood. What I've decided to do is I'm actually going to make the sort of main frame of the pergola and then get the wood bent to it. By the way, remember I did that little thing about all my lovely grass? Look at this. How beautiful is that? Doesn't that look gorgeous? So there you go, I think you find that's working. Look as well, the garden's really come out and it's just nice to be out here at the moment. The grass is like a carpet, okay? But look at the ceanothus. Isn't that beautiful? Lots of lovely ceanothus growing in my garden. Oh yeah. So look, this is what we're going to do. I've got my two long pieces of wood. We've just got them down here. Now these two are going to be the main spines that go right down the centre from that corner there all the way over to this corner up here. What I really need to do first is temporarily get my fixings into this corner. This bit here is going to be difficult because I need to get my arc welder out and get that sort of nudged in there. I don't know how, all right? All I know is that I roughly want the top of the pergola to be in line or just an inch above the top of the gully that's going around this corner. So what I'm going to have to do is cut like a little L shape out of it, notch it back, then once it's in place and sort of screwed onto this soffit board here, I'm going to weld up a special bespoke bracket to take both of these. Now if we look back over here, so look, this is how I want to run this bit just down here. So a bit of wood on this side, a bit of wood on this side. That actual post is going to tie into this foot here. I think the first bit of the job is actually going to be getting that foot bolted down where I need it to be, chem fixing that in, and then getting two bits of wood in there, put one bolt straight through them and then swing them up into position so we know exactly where we need to be. That's what I'm going to do, I think. Best laid plans though. Hey, cup of coffee first and a sit down and a little bit of a think would be nice. Got our two holes now, they're going to go down loads and loads. All I've got to do is just get the hoover down here, hoover those holes out, then I can fill them up with chem fix, then I can cut that studding in half, pop it down there, tap it down with a hammer, leave it for half an hour or an hour, and then I can come back and work on it. I don't know what it is, but there's something really satisfying about chem fixing bolts down into brickwork. You just squeeze all that lovely chem fix out and it smells all nice and sort of chemically. Then you whack that whole bolt in and then half an hour later it's absolutely solid and you're ready to sort of get on with what you were doing. Brilliant solution. As I was putting a flat plate onto Indian sandstone, I thought, you know what, I'll try what chem fix I've got left, plodge that underneath and see if that creates a nice flattened area. Guys, this worked absolutely perfectly. Right, so that, look at this. Look at how good that finishes. It's not going anywhere. Oh yeah. We now have, look, I'll show you. We've got our little slot that I've just sort of dug out here. I'm not very pleased with this bit of wood actually, so that bit's going to face like away from where I want it. No further. There was like a weld ripple on the bottom of this plate here that would stop the wood going all the way down, but I was happy with that detail because when you're standing up you can't really see that gap. You have to get down on your knees to see it. Once I defined the height that I wanted at one end, and that's in that internal corner, all I needed to do was lift up that beam, put a spirit level on it, and when I've got a spirit level bubble in the centre, then I know that's the height that I want my beam to be at the main 4-inch post that we're going on here. What you're watching me do now is actually get the other beam in. So what I'm doing is scribing round the outside of that post, then I cut out some detailing so we can actually recess the timber into our 4-inch main post. The reason we do this is because it's much better than for load bearing. There's going to be quite a bit of weight on this when it's all finished, so that's why I'm putting it through there. Then we pop a massive bolt in there to hold it all together. Yappy, how's it going? Yappy. Meow. George isn't bothered by stuff like this, but he will be when he realises it's a command post area. He could easily use this area here as an area to sit on and guard the house, which is something George loves to do. So there's our main spine, that's our start bit. Obviously I haven't finished off the bit there, there's some dressing needs to be done. This bit isn't going to be here after that, but the main detail for this is now all there, and so it is down here as well. It's looking absolutely spanking. I'm really happy, and now I'm going to go down the pub. I'll see you in the next instalment of this particular build. Oh yeah. Needed to do was design a central bracket that actually spanned 4 pieces of wood, 2 down the centre like we've already got already, 1 out to the left and 1 out to the right, square with the sides of the shed. Also what I need to do is design and weld up some brackets to take those loads on the outside and also halfway down as well. Oh guys, so yeah, beautiful day today, just gorgeous, the garden's looking wicked. So look, the idea, what we've got to make these brackets is I want to tie that into that there, and then also if we go around here, I want to do the same over here. Then I'm going to have a middle bracket that I've got to make bespoke so it fits under this window, and then I'll probably have a big bracket just there as well, that'd be handy. And then right in the middle where I've got this sort of mock-up bit, I've then got to make a bracket to go up into all that. So it's not going to be easy work, and it's definitely thirsty work, so I might go and hassle Emily, see if I can get a nice bottle of beer. And also a beer always sort of settles my welding hand a little bit. Now, you probably think, why is he wearing goggles and also a welding mask? It's when you lift up your mask and you have to chip off what we call the slag. That is a flux covering that protects the weld from oxygen and stuff like that. So when it's actually just setting, you don't want any oxygen near there then. But when you chip that off, it flies off almost like a sort of hard crust, but a hard crust that is at about 500 degrees. And you don't want that going in your eye. I mean, it goes all over your arms, you burn your arms like mad. But and burn your feet, all that sort of thing, but you just don't want it in your eyes. So that's why I wear it. So I'm going to weld this plate on here. This is not going to be easy, this one. So this is our bracket here. So I've just got to do a arc weld onto this. Should be good fun. And the one thing, you don't want to see the arc, because if you see it, you get a thing called arc eye, and that's the last thing you want. So another little tip as well, always try and make sure your rods are warm. So if you have to, pop them in the oven at like 50 degrees for half an hour before you do any welding. You'll find they strike a lot easier. This is going to sound a little bit weird to some of you, but I actually find arc welding one of the most relaxing things you could do. It's not only really creative, but it does require skill, but like steady hand judgment. You're constantly burning away a piece of stick, but you're trying to move it along, but also the stick's getting shorter, and it does take a lot of practice. I learnt to weld when I was doing my apprenticeship. I did 4 years of welding, arc welding and also MIG welding, but I haven't done it for quite a long time. So those welding aficionados out there looking at this particular weld and clean up that I'm doing at the moment, this isn't probably my best work, but something that a little bit of red oxide and hammerite that's coming up next won't be able to fix. Once my pieces have cooled down, everything gets red oxided. Red oxide is a kind of special paint that really stops any rust from happening, or if you've already got rust in an area, it will arrest the spread of rust, hopefully. I've had it work and I've had it fail, so I'm not 100% sure. Then I'm going to paint this in my chosen hammerite paint, so I'm going to use a black gloss hammerite on this, and then hopefully it will sort of sink into the background of the shed once they're installed. This one here has had one coat of hammerite, but I'm just going to give it another quick skim over. It's really good stuff now. Oh, I remember the days when metal paint used to take hours to dry, and now hammerite has pretty much tack dry within like a couple of minutes. Brilliant. I love the stuff. It's my favourite. I should really do this down there, but I should. Right, so it's been a long day of welding. Let's have a nice little beer now. Oh, lovely. Saturday afternoon. Being productive is always good. So let's have a look and see what we've got so far. So now we've got our main spine piece. So those 2 bits of wood are going to run into that. And there's going to be one go that way, one go that way, and these 2 bits are actually going to tie in the wall and take a lot of our downward weight with these diagonals, and that's exactly the same way that the 2 corner bits are going to work. And then we've got some 2 sort of like mid-section brackets that are welded up that I'm just going to do now, and I'm just getting everything red oxided and getting everything metal painted as well. Guys, this project is so much fun. You can get a good idea now what I was aiming at, okay? Look, so there we go, up here. So look, that was what I was aiming at with that bracket. Look at that, guys. Hell. So we've got my brackets on here. Oh, it's really taking shape now, this is. Really, really taking shape. I've got some mates coming over at 1 o'clock for a barbecue, so I can't really continue for too much longer. I have to get all my tools cleared up. It's quite a bit to get put away. And also clear the shed up, ready for well, a quick start in the morning tomorrow. So, well, we'll see how we go. So much fun though, I love doing this work. And I know it's not really TimesWithJamesy stuff, but I thought you'd be really interested to see it anyway. Enjoying yourself, George?
For weeks.
Having a look around, see what's going on.
I recall where like they talked about it enough that I was like, oh,
God, you jumping up?
You know, I wanted to.
So it's the next morning and I'm just cracking on with the job. I'd already got over my front profile and side profile, and that actually made that middle 4-inch beam that we put in right at the start of this video really rigid. That tied it back to the building and now it doesn't move anywhere. As you can see, I've got some nice 45 profiles going into that, running in nicely. Took me ages to make, and all that is bolted together with these big bolt screws going straight through. So hopefully everything should look a bit like this. So there we go, getting there now. Got the main diagonal down the middle in, got my other beams in, got my brackets. They're taking the weight of this construction really well. This is coming out exactly how I wanted it to. I've been constantly watched by the foreman, G, who is just always watching, aren't you? Like, how's it going? Guarding his pond that me and Ems did. If you've watched any of the other vlogs, you would have you remember when we did the pond work and all that sort of stuff. So as you can see, I've got all my bits notched out up here. I've got all my diagonals notched out, and I've got all my detailing and end bits here that I've built up. Okay, a bit split and that, but it looks really, really nice when I've had these all up. So now I'm getting these spines above me here all done. It's a repetitive process because you have to 45 notch, 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 do your end profile, 45 notch, 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 do your end profile. Sorry it's a bit blowy up here today as well. I need to get these gutters done. So the process is like this. This one's actually finished already, but this is basically what I have to do. I'll get the piece that I'm going to be doing the next span on, get that on its end, and just have a little inspection basically. Bring that up to exactly where I want it so they meet in the middle on that spine bit there. Make sure that we've got these two parallel, make sure they're parallel up here, and then I can actually mark out and cut these beasts. So let's get paralleling. Then I'll just notch these two bits out here, and then that'll go down, and then do my cuts and everything at the other end. So now I've got like this end notched out here, go down, then I've got my other little notches on there, and then I've just got my sort of set piece there. I'll just scribe around that and then cut those out. Then I'll rasp these all off later on. Yeah, and then I can now put this up and see if it fits. then I'll just whack one massive bolt straight through the top there. Lovely. And then I'll cut out those details later on with a handsaw. A couple of hours later, I'd set out and figured out my distances between each kind of rafter or joist or whatever you want to call it on a pergola, and cut all my notches out. Similar notches were cut in the bits that are actually going to lay on there as well. So as you can see, it's ready now to do the fan that I really wanted to do, this leaf type shape. So watch us do this really quickly. I mean guys, it was hassle to do, but just watch us do it fast because it's such a cool shot. Honestly guys, this sort of work is great fun. There's going to be chippy lot out there who do this for a living and be like, oh, you've done this or that wrong. But I've done this myself, and every time I go down the garden and look at that, I'm going to know that. And that is a real sense of pride that you can only do from tackling something you're not usually good at and sort of taking it on and getting on with it. A little bit like flying, I guess. Anyway, I was getting all these set out down now and getting it all sort of tied up. The Dakotas flew over that featured in the video just before this. Then Emily and I popped to the local garden centre and got some climbers ready to go in, train up the trellis and up onto the pergola, ready for next year when we're hopefully going to need that shade all over again because of a lovely summer. But this is how the completed pergola looked like just before we put all the plants in. Great fun doing this guys and having you along to watch as well. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like and comment below guys. Come back next week as well. We're going to be going to Bratislava soon. We're also off to Spain and there's loads more stuff, documentaries and cool videos coming up with flying included on Times with James. Thanks for coming along and watching me over my shoulder. See you in the next video.